Hello there! Yes, I thought I'd make a nice little video. Not sure how long it's going to be, but I am out walking. It is December the 31st, 2025. It's New Year's Eve, which means this is the last day of this year. 2025, the year of. And we are about to enter the new year, obviously. 2026, the year of. Obviously, that's how it works. It goes up in singular numbers from 25 to 26, if you haven't worked that out already. And we are currently walking along the Purbex right now. I'm on top of a huge hill, heading towards Old Harry himself, Old Harry's Rocks. Now, he's not rocking, he's not strumming a guitar and, that sort of thing. He's just a rock in the middle of the water. That's what we're heading towards. I've got Studland and Poole and Bournemouth in that direction with the sun in my eyes, and then down there with the sun in your eyes is Swanage down there in the bay, and we are literally heading towards Old Harry himself. Can't wait to show you Old Harry. Fantastic view, and man, what a glorious day for a stroll. Not a single cloud in the vicinity above my head. Yes, there are clouds in the very distant horizon towards France in that direction. Don't know if you can quite see, but we have clouds in the far distance over there. But here above us, there are no clouds, just blue skies, and the water is like a mill pond. So let's shoot on down towards Old Harry itself and show you the views. I'm not gonna lie, even though I am miles from any nearest town, it's extremely busy up here. You've got people literally there, cyclists, runners, walkers. You've got people walking over there, hikers. Yeah, man, it is beautiful, an absolutely stunning day to be up here. And I don't know how the audio is going to sound, but I do have a mic ready, ordered, placed, coming within my direction very, very soon, as long as Amazon doesn't chuck it in a bush. Hopefully that will help with the audio quality when making future videos. But for today, we're gonna wing it. I'm not meant to be filming today, but my mate, who I'm currently walking with, has decided to go a few miles further on, as he's a lot fitter than I am, and I've decided to walk back to the rocks. Old Harry himself, like I said, he's not jamming out, he's not rocking the night away, he's just a rock in the middle of the water, waiting for eyes to be laid upon him. And I don't know why it's called Old Harry. Maybe Old Harry died there. I'm not too sure of the history of it. All I do know is it's a long way. Old Harry is literally right down there. Quite a big walk. I'll try and show you it as best I can. The video won't do it justice in terms of how far it is away from me right now. But my colleague Mike, he is probably a good mile, 2 miles behind me. There's no way. I've already done over 11.5 kilometers already, and I'm still miles from home, miles from where we parked the car. And to do that extra few miles on top of what we've already done, I think I would be crippled, to say the least. This is the first walk I've done since last May. So I'm trying to take it easy, and if I'm classing this as an easy walk, then man, I dread to think what I'm going to be doing in the future, because by the end of this, I would have done or covered probably 13, 14 miles today. And that's not including the extra mileage that Mike's done. So I'm going to try and show you exactly where we're going and hopefully where we've come from. And yeah, look at this view. It's breathtaking. So this is the view that I have looking down upon Poole, Bournemouth, Studland, Sandbanks and Old Harry, which is right down there. That little bit of white cliff that you can see is Old Harry. We are heading down there in a minute. You can see how far it is away with the amount of people that are walking up the hill right now. And over here is where we started. You see that beach head? Basically that little bit of beach head sticking out right there. Around that corner is Sandbanks Ferry, and that's where we parked the car, the other side of the water on Sandbanks itself. So we've walked all the way along that beach, through Studland, around, to Old Harry, up this hill, over that ridge, and well off into the distance. So you can sort of see why I've decided to turn around at the point that I've turned around at, because I don't think my little legs can take it. No, they can't. I mean, I live in this area. I've lived in Dorset all my life. Born and bred in Dorchester, I now live in Poole, and you take things for granted. This is the first time today that I've been to Old Harry's Rock. I've never been before, and now I'm here. I'm like, why haven't I done this many, many years ago? I just don't know. I think we all take things for granted when they're on our doorstep, and getting out, doing adventures, whether it be walks or travelling in a van like Adam the Woo did, just getting around and visiting these little places. I mean, in the UK, we don't have many roadside attractions like they do have in America. You just don't really get them in this country. You do, but very far and few between, or very few and far between is the right way of saying it. So we have to take in other factors living in the UK, and what we can find and what we can vlog. And the scenery where I live is second to none. When we eventually get down from Old Harry himself, there is a little coffee shop down in Studland, and as a mark of respect, remembering the late great Adam the Woo, who passed on the 22nd of December, which, man, time seems to be flying already and we all miss him so much, I will be getting a coffee. I will be getting my favourite coffee, which was the same as Adam's, a latte. I normally have a vanilla latte. Hopefully they will have that, but if not, it will be just a straightforward normal latte. And I will be saying those famous words that he always said in his videos, but I'll be leaving that until I have the cup of coffee in my hand, and I will only be saying it on the days in remembering the legend that is Adam the Woo. I mean, come on, what a great guy he was. This is how close I am to the edge of the Purbex right now. Old Harry is literally right in front of me, but man, if you've got an absolute fear of heights, then you may want to look away now. Look at this. So there's Old Harry just peeking over the edge there, but here, look at this. Man, there's my feet, and that is the drop. What a beautiful day it is today to be out here. I mean, look, there's my foot, there's the edge. I'm not gonna lie, that sends shivers up my spine, let alone anyone else's. Over here you get a bit more of a better view between Old Harry and what they call, I think, dragon's teeth, possibly. I don't know what they call it, but they look like teeth anyway. And it sort of overlooks towards Swanage with Old Harry that side. I'm going to try and get a good vantage point and show you both sides, but it's really, really busy today. I've got literally people all around me, trying not to get in anyone's way while they film or take photographs. I mean, look how busy. Look at it. There's Old Harry down there. I'll show you that in a minute, but this way is absolutely breathtaking. I mean, you've got this beautiful sun reflecting off this water, which is like a mill pond. I've said that already, but look at this view. You've got an archway down below forming out of the cliff edge, the cliff side, this little bay, which is only accessible via a kayak or a boat, and then these teeth lonely sticking out of the water in front of me, with the coastline bending round towards Swanage. I mean, this is absolutely insane. This is how close you are to the edge. You can just see the people walking along the footpath, which is literally feet away from the edge. There's no barrier, there's no fence. Man, absolutely stunning. And then with the teeth behind me, I'm now looking down on Old Harry itself, trying to get out of the sun there. It literally is so glary, but you've got pleasure craft sailing past. Look at this. Money could not buy this. This is free. I have walked up here and it's free. Anyone can do it, and this is what greets you. You got pleasure craft sailing out to sea, enjoying this lovely day on this lovely calm water with the sun shining, blue skies above. And man, what a day it is to be out on a little pleasure ride. And then you've got Old Harry sticking out to land, or sticking out from the land, I should say, correction. And then you've got the arches forming, and then the little lone rock stack, the rock formation, the stack, lonely at the front. And then the actual mainland here with more pleasure craft in the distance, sailing in towards Studland with Studland Beach and Sandbanks and Bouncy Island behind. And what I didn't know or realise until recently was I heard that Studland Beach was actually Princess Diana's favourite beach for her to come and visit. I don't know if there's any truth in that or whether it's just rumours, but that's what I heard, that Studland Beach was in fact her favourite beach, her favourite destination to come and relax and enjoy. But hopefully she realised that sections of Studland Beach are in fact a nudist beach. But hopefully no one is out today naked, because it's like -3, or it feels like it's -3, and everything would shrivel up and there wouldn't be much to see. So I'm going to keep my little secret packages hidden away today. I will not be getting naked on Studland Beach. But hey, man, what a view we have. I'm so glad I came out today. A sort of New Year's Eve walk to enter 2026, how we're meaning to go on, to bring back this channel, bring it back to life, all because of Adam the Woo and what he's done over the years for so many of us. And this has reignited me to get back out there and to make sure you live your life to the fullest, because we just don't know when it could all change or when it could all end. And that is the reasoning behind me coming back now, because I love making videos and I want to keep doing it as long as I can. And if I can show you things like this and many other things along my journey, then I think it's all going to be worthwhile, not just for myself and my own mental health, but hopefully you guys will enjoy watching too. It looks like someone has dropped their scarf or neckerchief and someone has tied it on this post. I'm not sure if it's here for any specific reason or whether someone's actually dropped it, but I do believe it looks rather pretty, and whoever's done it has done it with a bit of style. So this is the National Trust, Old Harry's Rocks, and there it is, jutting out in front of us. We're going to take a little walk down to the edge, only so far because I am quite a large guy, heavily built, and I don't want to cause a landslide where it involves me needing air-sea rescue. But nonetheless, we're going to take a little walk as far as we can get safely and, yeah, without being silly. And this is probably about as far as I'm going to go, as that's quite narrow there and I don't really want it to subside. But there we go, there is Old Harry. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So Mike has finally caught up with me. He's just appearing into view with Old Harry behind me. We are now going to walk back down to Studland, grab a coffee and, yeah, walk the last remaining section of the beach back to Sandbanks, back to the car, where this walk will be nearly at an end. But I say nearly at an end, it's still about 5 miles to go, so still a long way to venture forward. Finally met up with Mike. He's standing on the very edge, the teetering edge. Literally, he's like on the verge of like going off no man's land. Old Harry's just around that corner, just over there. And man, I think I've covered nearly 13k now. So I found this little viewing point that sticks out to see where Mike stood right at the end. And I had to come through these trees, these literally just off the main path. And you wouldn't know it's here unless you peeked your head through the hedge itself. I mean, you can just see like all the trees around me and how like off the beaten track it really is. And as Mike comes behind me, peering through the entrance to the little secret overlook, we then have to go through this tiny little hole here to get back onto the main path, which is literally that big. You wouldn't know it was there. So we've made it back down to Studland Beach, where we're going to grab ourselves a coffee, maybe something to eat, depending upon how naughty I'm going to be, which I shouldn't be, but hey, it's Christmas. Over there is Old Harry's Rocks, which I'll pan around in a minute and you can see how far we've come. And then we've got the last little stretch back to the car, which is along the beachhead, back to Sandbanks, and then back, as Adam the Woo would say, to the homestead. So there's going to be a lot of little bits to do with Adam the Woo in this video, a lot of remembering him. I'm dedicating this video to him, so there's going to be a lot of things that he would say. But after today, that will no longer be. It will be me doing my thing. But I just wanted to make this video as a sort of in honour of the great man himself. But let me just show you Old Harry's from where I'm currently standing, and to show you the distance in how far I've walked since we last talked. So there's Old Harry in the distance. I was up there, and if I zoom out, you can see just how far I've actually come already to get back to the beach where I'm. Oh, that sun is gorgeous. But you can just see how far I've come and how far I've still got to go, all the way along that beachhead, all the way around the peninsula to Sandbanks, which is right in the distance. See if I can get it out here. But right over there is Sandbanks. All those white buildings is Sandbanks, and we've got quite a distance to cover. But first, it's time to get a coffee, have a sit down for 5 minutes before venturing on along the sand, which is hard going until we finally reach the end point. So let's do it. I've got it, the vanilla latte, and like I've said, this video is dedicated to Adam the Woo, honouring him in this video. And as he would say, I have purchased my hot caffeinated beverage, a vanilla latte, in honour to the late great and fantastically awesome guy that was. Unbelievably such a true gentleman and unforgettable to what he's done to every single person that watched him, knew him, vlogged with him. And like I've said, I didn't know him personally, but exchanged messages over certain videos privately, talking about films and how to vlog and the best way about starting off as a vlogger, like I was doing myself. And I took a few of those tips on board, but I just wished I'd met him personally, and maybe our paths may have crossed in the future. There certainly was a time when I was in London when I didn't realise he was there vlogging, or even in this country vlogging at the time, when he was just around the corner when I was delivering as a transport driver that I am. He was literally around the corner, and I missed out on that opportunity, and I didn't realise until the next day that he actually was literally less than 100 metres away. So to Adam, this is for you, and man, you will never be forgotten. And so many of us out there, including all his best friends, will truly never let that happen. And it's touched me really hard, but I can imagine it's touched them even harder, the people that knew him deeply, emotionally, and yeah, loved him as a human being. So to Adam the Woo, this is for you. I've also purchased this turkey cranberry gravy. It looks like crackling bap, which is going to go down absolutely lovely after this walk. Try not to make a mess, but this is truly a Christmas bap to behold. That is hitting the spot just right. Cranberry, gravy, turkey, stuffing, crackling. What a way to end the year. Absolutely smashing, super lovely. This is certainly a great coffee. Knoll Beach down here at Studland, and this is hitting the mark. Man, that is such a good vanilla latte. Can't beat it. In honour of the late great Adam the Woo. Cheers, mate. We finally made the last ferry, well not the last ferry, but we made a ferry to get back to Sandbanks from Studland. You can see the cars loading on this little chain ferry, and where we've just come from the cafe at Studland, all the way around this peninsula, which has taken us about 40 minutes to walk from the place where I had that said amazing vanilla latte to here. And we've just got a short 5-minute trip just over there to where the car's parked. It literally is the world's shortest ferry journey. It literally will take a matter of minutes. But man, look at that. That's breathtaking, isn't it? From where we've come from, and look at the queue of cars queuing to get on from Studland. And I'll take you down the other end and show you where we're going. Got some small pleasure craft going across the front of the little chain ferry here. Obviously you get on one end, come off the other, and that is where we're heading. Literally straight across there, 5-minute trip, and the car is literally just parked around the corner there where the trees are. So not far left to go. And Sandbanks is literally one of the most desirable places for the rich to live here on the south coast. You've got Brownsea Island over there, you've got Poole over there in the distance, and this doesn't do it justice to what Sandbanks looks like, but there are some very expensive mansions. You can probably just see a few just there overlooking the water to how expensive it is to live on the Sandbanks Peninsula, but hopefully we'll start moving soon. And no sooner have I said that, we start moving. As you can hear the chain going through the mechanisms. So today we covered about 13 miles, give or take. That's how far we've been, and my feet are definitely feeling every single mile of that. But man, what a day. Perfect weather, blue skies, hardly any wind, the water's like a mill pond. I certainly wouldn't have been able to do this video without a microphone. You know, using the inbuilt microphone on the iPhone, it would have been undoable if it had been high winds. You just wouldn't have been able to hear me. So I'm so glad that the weather has been on our side. So what an end to a perfect day, and my nose is starting to run. And that is basically us coming to the end of this walk. And as I've said numerous times in this video, I am dedicating this whole journey today to Adam the Woo, a friend to so many people. So to that end, all I've got left to say, from the Studland ferry, if you can hear me, the walk is over.